Yo, listen up, it's your boy Dirch in the his house. Boy, a plan so slick, gonna make your pockets dizz house. I got an app that's gonna change your life, but before you download, let me slice through the strife. They say the earth's a globe, but I beg to differ. I'll make you believe, I'll make you shiver. Spectroscopy needs a container, that's my claim. I've got no clue, I just hang my head in shame. Yo, listen up, it's your boy Dirt H in the his house. That's the horse house. Got a plan so slick, gonna make your pockets dizz house. I got an app that's gonna change your life, but before you download, let me slice through the strife. They say the earth's a globe, but I beg to differ. I'll make you believe, I'll make you shiver. Spectroscopy needs a container, that's my claim. I've got no clue, I just hang my head in shame. But that's the line I'm preaching. Sell my app, it's what I'm seeking. Fake challenge, try your luck. While I'm laughing, pocketing a buck. I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
Flat Earth, that's the lie I'm preaching. Sell my app, it's what I'm seeking. Fake challenge, try your luck. While I'm laughing, pocketing a buck. I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
Yo, Dave Weiss is a scammer. Talk about Antarctica, the icy place. Offered a free trip, dangled it in my face, but I won't go. It's not about thrift. I'm staying home, gotta protect my grift. I'm a scammer. I'm a scammer. Yo, Dave Weiss is a scammer. Talk about Antarctica, that icy place. Offered a free trip, dangled it in my face, but I won't go, it's not about thrift. I'm staying home, gotta protect my grift. I'm a scammer. Antarctica, that icy place. Offered a free trip, dangled it in my face, but I won't go, it's not about thrift. I'm staying home, gotta protect my grift. I'm a scammer. The scammer, I play the game. Gonna hustle hard, gonna rise to fame. But remember one thing, it's all a ploy. To make that green, I'll be your decoy. So if you wanna join, come take my hand. But beware the tricks, it's all planned. T-I-T-R-H, that's my name. In the world of scams, I got the fame.
I'm a scammer.
Welcome everybody to Tuesday Night. Tonight is a special one. I am covering a little bit different than just the geometry of the Earth. This is about a scammer named Flat Earth Dave Weiss. Sometimes he goes by D-I-T-R-H, often pronounced Dearth. I know that's not the correct pronunciation, but even flat earthers tend to call him by that, so they get used interchangeably. So I did a video on this on my other channel. It gave some very vague information on what had happened, and what the security breach, the massive security breach in Flat Earth Dave's app is. And I'm not going to give enough to just go walk out and do something right now. That's not what I'm going to be doing. But Flat Earth Dave, his app is still at this moment currently allowing people to download usernames and passwords for any of the 203,000 users. So username, password, email address, geolocation. And the password, I'm going to get to this later, but the password is very telling. You never need to store a password. You don't. You do something in a single direction, so that you can then come back later and do that same thing and see if you get the same answer, right? It's a cryptographically secure hash, or there's password-based key derivation functions that do that are specifically designed for passwords. You do them. They're for free. You have them free in APIs. They're well developed, well defined, super easy to use. But he doesn't do that. His app is currently storing all of those passwords in the clear in his database. So now, really, as a preface, though, that's the intro. The preface is, why am I interested in this? So I've spent the majority of my professional career writing email filtering software. That means that I've been fighting against the bad guys, the people that want to take money from you, from everybody. Email filtering initially was more about the pills that they were trying to sell that would make your stuff work better. But over the years, it's morphed. It was about trying to distribute viruses. Still happens, not as common. Today, it's about phishing. It's about people targeting individuals to try to get money from them. And that's what I saw. When I saw Flat Earth, that's what I saw. I had no idea initially that people were serious about it. I saw my first couple videos by Flat Earthers and I'm like, ding, ding, ding. This is what I've been fighting against in my professional career. This is the same thing. It's just a different face. Now, some of them believe in their scam. Some don't. For an example of one that does not is Matt Boylan, goes by Math Powerland. He's a comedian, not funny, but that's what he is. He introduced Flat Earth a long time ago as some sort of a comedy act, and then he morphed it into a way to make money for himself. So recognize that, see it for what it is. Okay, fine. But because of him and other people, like Mark Braun and Eric Dubay, some truly horrible people, they have leveraged it into some larger thing, and they may or may not believe in it. Doesn't matter. It's not true. It's still a scam, and they identify marks, the people that they're trying to scam, into believing it so that they can benefit. So Eric Dubay benefits through money. And then other flat earthers have come along and have monetized other people's stupidity, right? If you believe in flat earth, you're stupid because the sun could never set, right? And the flat earthers give these explanations for why they think the sun could set, but it's just word salad. It's not an actual reason for why the sun could set. Simple, what time will it set? Use the geometry. You don't know what time? That's right, because there's no geometry behind it, the sun could never set. That's all you need to know, that flat earth is a scam. Everything after that is just for play. Seriously, the debates, just for play. They can't explain the sunset time. Everything else is just for play. You don't have a map, right? Flight, you can get anywhere you want on the globe within 24 hours, almost. Somehow these people that are transporting you have a map. The maps they use are globe-based maps, not flat earth-based maps. So the earth is a globe. If they used flat earth maps, then that would be because the earth is flat. So anyway, this is why I do it. Because it's a scam, I saw it as a scam immediately, and that's what piqued my interest initially. There's more to it than that by far. Stuff for a different conversation. So what about this particular thing? So Flat Earth Dave has this app, and he sells his app. It's $3 a piece, and there's an annual fee of about $11 if you want to be in a subscription service. I think it's to be able to see the friend finder portion of it. There's also a dating thing in there if you're a desperate flat earther that can't find a date because you're estranged from everybody in your life and you want to find somebody else that's also estranged from everybody in their life. There's a dating app in there. Whatever. Everybody needs to find love and community. That's what they've done. Whatever. Flat Earth ruins community, so they go to other flat earthers to find that community. So this app that Dave created, he outsourced it to somebody apparently in northern India, it looks like. I'm not certain exactly, but the TLS certificate on his website is registered to an entity in northern India. So I think in the Punjab. So he takes this app and he goes to talk shows And on the talk show, he pitches this app. And that's a lot. A lot of the things that he talks about in the show is all about the app, right? Because it gets the sales, gets him that recurring income. Hey, everybody needs to make money. Awesome. But it's a scam, so not awesome. And then he has his hard sell tactic in the end. He says, well, if you don't believe me, then you can download the app, watch the video every day for 3 weeks or something like that. And if at the end you're not convinced, then Dave says this, send him 1 globe proof and he'll give you 3 Bitcoin. But Dave does not tell people how to send him the 1 globe proof. Dave does not tell people what he would accept for the 1 globe proof, how he would measure if somebody sent in this 1 globe proof, whether or not it's accurate. I know people that have sent him the 1 globe proof and have been told that their emails are automatically ignored. Further, he hasn't shown that he actually has these Bitcoin. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Don't know if he does, but it should be an escrow. If it's available, somebody else should be holding it so he can't just renege on it in the end. And then finally, if it's a legitimate challenge like this, certainly third-party arbitration would be an option, but none of those are there. It's completely nebulous. Nobody can tell you what the acceptance criteria is. It's a complete scam of a challenge. The whole thing is around selling his app. That's it. It's selling his app. Now, if you go to his website, flatearthdave.com, you'll scroll through and you will see not just selling his app, but selling everything. Everything. That whole website is like, it's like an early 90s scammer site with every single advertisement ever on it. So many things that he's trying to sell in there. Again, cool, got to make money. And some of those things actually give you something of value. You can get coffee. You can get a, whatever, that not tennis game, that one. Paddles for it. You'll actually get something, that works, hopefully. So anyway, that's what this app is. This friend finder portion of it, though, it has had some history of some bad issues. And a couple years ago, it was revealed that people could, for free, just log onto the website and see the different people, see their data, see where they are. And it's, how much of the data was available, how much, it's unclear. He eventually removed that feature from the website after it was discovered that it was leaking information. But did he take that moment and say, oh, that's a problem. I need to make sure that my app is not leaking other people's information? No, he did not. In fact, he seems to have done just about nothing with it in terms of security. So I'm going to play a video by Mr. 42, 2 of them, from a couple years ago, detailing some of this particular activity.
Good day, gentle people. It's your favorite Mr. 42. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am not going to react on another video. I'm going to destroy the Flat Earth Friend Finder.
You all love the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. The best tool to show your friends and strangers how the Flat Earth actually works. But are you ready for a Flat Earth app game changer? A new feature has been added.
I start this little journey at the beginning. The Google Play page for the Flat Earth Sun, Moon and Zodiac Clock. There is an option to buy the app for €3.19, but I'm obviously not going to do that. Instead, I will find the associated website for this app. In order to do that, I need to scroll all the way down to find this link, Visit Website. And here we are. Immediately noticeable is the big map with the blue dots. According to David, every blue dot is a person who has the app installed, and on the bottom right we can see there are supposed to be 37,073 of them. I will come back to this number in a few moments. For now, I'm interested in the source code of the map. So I look at the HTML code of this page, right here, and then we can see, a bit lower, it is located on map.php. Let's go there. Voila, a big version of the map. You can use this to find flurfs in your area if you want to, but that's not the point of this video. Instead, let's see if we can get the data of each dot. For that, we will again look at the HTML code, but this time for this page. And if we scroll down, we will find this variable locations with a lot of data in it. I don't even need to have an account to find an accurate reading of every user's location. This doesn't look good for privacy, but it doesn't end there. A little bit above, there's this URL. Let's have a look at that. This is the same raw data as on the website, just presented a little bit different. Mind you, the data as presented this way can be used freely by anyone on the internet to do funny stuff with, like automated tracking, find a person's traveling habits, and so on. I think the implications of this are clear. Anyway, immediately we can see where the previous number of 37,073 came from. It's right here in this file. Firefox can also present the data a bit more orderly, and here you see the same number and the results as a separate dropdown. Let's open that up and scroll all the way down. It seems the total number of active users is 11,975. That's not even close to the 37,073 mentioned on the map. What's up with that, Dave? To double check this number, I also counted the rows in a different way with the same results. As you can see on screen right now, 11,977. So it's not a quirk of Firefox. And now for the bonus. If I go to the root of the Slosh website, like this, I am met with a login screen. This probably means David has a control panel of some kind. The registration page is not visible, but very easily found again by looking at the source code. It's right here. And here we are. Let's try to make an account. For this purpose, I will use a disposable email address, a random username, and a random password. And that is where we are met with an error. It seems registration is not possible, but from the specific error message, this seems to be an accident instead of a deliberate action. Here you can find the data that I typed in before. FE clock, an email address, and a random password. However, if I scroll down, the incompetence of these people is very obvious. Here is the login data for the database. As a last test, I will try to make a connection to the database server without any username or password, just to see if the server accepts connections from external sources. After about a minute or two, this times out, so at least there is an active firewall. Mind you, this is probably the default setting on Amazon, not an active security measure taken. I'm pretty sure that if you go into Amazon Web Services, you will be able to connect straight away. If anyone would be able to make that connection, he or she will have access to your email address, your encrypted password, and your real-time location. This is a serious security issue, so all I can do is to advise you not to use this app in any way. Your privacy and data security is at risk. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and in the description you'll...
And then he has a second little bit shorter one I'll play right now.
Good day, gentle people. It's your favorite Mr. 482. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a follow-up on yesterday's video, hacking the Flat Earth Friend Finder. But don't worry, it will not be technical today. A lot has happened since I released my video yesterday titled Hacking the Flat Earth Friend Finder. I expected a lot of backlash, and backlash is what I got. Bev and the Bev-tards called me deceitful for calling it hacking in the title when there was no real hacking involved. Sue me, Bev, for choosing a title to get people's attention. And apparently I'm also bigoted.
Yeah, Well, that's just like, your opinion, man.
He is also very sure I have now all their personal information and I'm going to blackmail them first for money.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No.
Spoiler alert, I have not obtained any information that you didn't already see on screen yesterday and I will not blackmail. You can count on that. But enough with all this negativity, let's focus on the positive side. David Weiss, or DITRH, has made a very generous donation to me and I would like to thank him very much for that. It's appreciated a lot. But that would be completely meaningless if the situation was unchanged. So let's have a quick look. The website doesn't show the location of everyone publicly anymore. This is a good start. Map.php has not been removed, but it's defunct. And the source code doesn't show the wall location of everybody anymore as well. Great, good work David. And the URL with all the data? Is gone as well. This is excellent. And lastly, the registration page has been replaced. Good job. I have sent David an email to thank him for his generous donation, but I wanted this video out as well for the world to know what has happened. And it's all good. So David, thank you for fixing all those reported issues and thank you again for that generous donation. I think we can close this chapter now and continue with our lives. I hope you enjoyed this video, but that's really it for today.
I was muted. Anyway, Where's Wally was not the only one to post that. I'm sorry. Sorry, I was muted. I'm intentionally covering up so that I don't see, but I have a little bit of the chat here. Where's Wally wasn't the only one to post that at the time. This one right here. There are several others in addition to Mr. 42 that were doing that. So, Dave knew about this issue and he fixed these very specific things by removing those couple things from the webpage, but they were superficial. The underlying security problem where the data was available to anybody to get, the geolocation data where people were on the globe was available all this time. So he knew there were security issues at the time, and he did not take any focus to make it a priority to make security a priority. So flat earthers are giving him their information, and here's where we draw a distinction. Flat Earth is silly. Flat Earth is wrong. The people that make all of their nonsense claims and spew their word salad about flat Earth, there's no accountability there. And there's not a lot in general that they can do that's directly harmful to other people, right? It's not like there's a flat Earth structural engineer that, oh, hold on a second. Well, there used to be a flat Earth structural engineer. I hope that Brian Mullen is never again a structural engineer. But if somebody were to use the ideas that flat Earth must put forward in their career in surveying or in flight paths, charting of courses over the water, right? Ships courses, physics and applications of physics. If they did those things, then there could be serious ramifications and death from that. But flat earthers, for the most part, aren't in those fields. They are, for the most part, in relatively non-skilled fields. So non-intellectually skilled, right? There's certainly workers that are skilled. Work carpenters and builders and stuff like that. Plenty of them are skilled. So, but when it comes to application security, well, now we've crossed over into where accountability counts, where it matters. Somebody gives you your password, your email address, your username, your geolocation. You've got accountability for that data, and Dave did not take it seriously. So anyway, somebody contacted me, said that they had obtained a copy of Dave's app from the Google Play Store. It's not hard to do. Your phone has it. All you need to do is be able to get that from your phone. It's in Java primarily. There are Java decompilers. This person ran it through a Java decompiler, sent it to me. Lots of other people had it. I've been looking at it on and off. I found pretty quickly that it uses globe-based trigonometric functions in order to determine the distances between points. Yes, it uses the Haversine formula to determine distances between points. That's a globe thing. If this were a flat Earth map, it would not use globe things. The time, the sunset and sunrise time is determined on the globe, not on flat Earth. There's no mechanism to determine what time the sun will rise or set on flat Earth. The app shows the position of the sun, but the horizontal angles are 100% wrong. They're incredibly wrong. So the app is wrong, making it a scam. It's a scam because it's wrong. It's purporting to be a flat Earth app, but it's not using flat Earth stuff. It's using globe stuff. So other people looked at it than me, and they found some URLs in it. So these URLs are what are called endpoints for the API. The API then uses JSON, JSON, as the way to structure data. So if I say JSON endpoint, that's what I'm talking about. It's a way that the app communicates with the server. And you can take those URLs, it's just a URL, you put it in your web browser, and then you can interact with it directly yourself. Most of the time, a well-written application would require authentication. You try to go to an endpoint, the endpoint says you haven't authenticated yourself, you need to go find it secure. This was not done. Anybody can just type the correct URL into their browser and get end user data. Now, I need to warn you, that is against the law. I've not done that. It's not something you should do. So there's my caveat to you, okay? There are some that do not breach data. I gave a sample proof of concept link in my video that went out earlier today on Conspiracy Tunes that simply gave the current number of users on the system, 203,000 people. So in my video, I did not give any more details than that. I showed a clip of some source code. Somebody on Twitter then started poking around, and it's such a poorly written app that I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I'll back up. I was contacted by a white hat hacker, somebody that's doing things ethically. This is their part of their profession. And this person gave me enough details to know that the app was leaking PII, personally identifiable information, PII, email address, location, password, date of birth, street address, things like that, right? Stuff you definitely don't want to leak from other people. That was entrusted to Dave, and he released it because it was insecure. So this person gave me that information and then showed me that they had attempted to contact Dave. And so I have this the email that was sent. So let me show you that, the email here. So this is the email that was sent. It was sent to support@flatearthdave.com. This, I redacted the information there that you don't need to see. It doesn't matter. Dave didn't get this because the email address that is supposed to be the contact info, the support info, did not work. Now, how do we know? How did this person know that email address, support@flatearthdave.com? Well, it's on Dave's website. Here's Dave's website, flatearthdave.com. You see that? Need app support? Click here. Well, what does that? You can go right there right now. You can go see what email address that is. I have the, I looked at the raw source code here, support@flatearthdave.com. So the person who sent this email sent it to the correct address, support@flatearthdave.com, which does not exist. So it's not possible to reveal to Dave directly how to do this. That was the support email. So I thought, people are getting scammed, data's out there, and I suspect it's not actually possible to change your email address in the app. I don't think you can. I don't know. I don't use the app. I won't fire it up. I'm not about to use it myself. So I decided to do the email, or not the email, I'm sorry. I decided to do the video. And this morning, shortly after the video, I didn't give enough detail for how to do it. But somebody posted the data. They investigated the app enough to see the endpoint and run it and get the data. They got the data, the full data for 100 users. This person did, and then they posted Dave's data that included his geolocation and his password. Now, I said in response to that tweet, you should obfuscate the PII, privately identifiable information. That's what it is. This is what I said to do. You can see the tweet was deleted, and then this person retweeted with the information redacted. So here we got Malphus and Ball. Legion of Malphus posted this. This is what the data looks like coming from his app. You can see name, dearth, info, email info@theflatearthpodcast.com, password blocked right there. It's redacted. So thank you for redacting that. That's the right thing to do. It breaks United States law to download that data. It does. Now, the fact that the app downloads that data probably makes everybody using the app break the law. I'm not sure on that, but that data was what is transmitted to users when they looked at that particular feature of it. They received 100 people, 100 different users of the app. They got on their phone, other people's password, geolocation, email address, street address in their app, in the memory of their app. It was sitting there. I don't know if that's actually a breaking of the law because they're unaware of it. So unclear there. But certainly it's not a good thing. So interesting honey badger there. I'll get to that later. So, all right, let me look at this here. Okay, let me get to the law, a little more about the law. If you download this intentionally, you're breaking United States law. If you're doing it in other countries, you may be breaking the other country's law. So white hat hackers are very careful not to do these types of things. If they ever run into something where things do what they should not do, the white hats are like, there we go, I'm done. And then they go for disclosure. And there's a process that's not law. It's just this kind of general idea of how disclosure is done. You try to contact them. If you can't contact them, then what? So the white hat could not contact Dave because the proper channels were not available. So then what? Well, I posted the video. I'm not the hacker. I didn't do these things. It's kind of maybe a code. I'm not in that. Like I write software. I'm not a hacker. So, and it's not rules. It's not laws. It's convention. So anyway, later in the day then, so like the law, I'm just saying, don't do it. Okay. Don't do it. You can look at the source code. The source, as far as I know, I linked it in the description here. Somebody else's posting of that source code. But if you take action, that's where the issue is. So then later today, after this was done, Craig McNeil, FTFE, updated his review of the app on the Google Play Store, including saying that it uses the Haversine formula and leaks private data. And Dearth's response was fake news. We did have a minor API issue that revealed some user data of 100 users that has been corrected and secured. You keep pushing, Craig. Your life must be awesome. So Dave poo-pooed the idea, saying it wasn't that big of a deal. It was a minor thing that 100 people had their passwords leaked. Well, what it tells us, though, is 100% for certain that the passwords are not encrypted in the database. That's not a minor issue. And I would bet all of Dearth's money that today they did not cryptographically securely encrypt all of the username or all of the user passwords. My guess is what they did is they just deleted the couple endpoints that had issues. That's probably it. Dave should hire a security firm that specializes in data breaches. That's what companies do when they have a data breach. Instead of saying this is a lie, provably a lie. I'll get to that later. Then Dave got even more dirty and he sent this to all of his subscribers. He used his app to send a message to all of his subscribers. Due to some desperate anti-Flat Earth trolls, they managed to hack a small API in the app. We didn't hack. We discovered a massive security flaw, which gave the user data of the leaderboard 100 users. That's not all the data that was breached. The problem's been fixed. It hasn't. And all the passwords have been changed. That's good. The problem is you got to wonder if people reuse passwords, and if that data was exfiltrated, it certainly was exfiltrated, then other hackers out there now have 100 users' email addresses and passwords. And if they don't have unique passwords, then these are the same passwords. And I've seen Dave's password. It was in that one. I saw it earlier today. My guess is that Dave doesn't use different passwords. So you might want to go change your passwords, Dave. I don't know. Anyway, the trolls want you to think that all 200,000 plus users have been hacked. To my knowledge, they have. Then here's the second one he sent out. He said all users affected have received an email with simple instructions. He would have had to send out 200,000 emails. The anti-Flat Earth trolls are desperate to protect their spaceball. Truth wins in the end. Well, truth does win in the end, Dave. You're going to see that. Anyway, I tweeted to Dave, inviting him to come on. Let me check to see if he's responded to my email saying he'll come on. It has not. I have not received that, but I did receive this from Dave. This is his attempt at a cease and desist. It came in today. I'll let you read that yourself. But the key part is that he says cease and desist from making or promoting any false statements regarding the breach. Rest assured, Dave, I will not be making any false statements regarding the breach. Number 2, retract any prior statements that falsely suggested more than 100 users were compromised. Since more than 100 users were compromised, no need to retract any prior statements. Dave, thank you for the email. I do hope that you send me a paper copy of it. Let me give you my P.O. box. Want to make sure that you have an opportunity to send me a paper copy of it. You ready, Dave? Write this down here. 7701 Golden Valley Road, P.O. Box 270916, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55427. I'll give it to you one more time, Dave. This is where you should send any paper correspondence. I'd appreciate that. I'll hang it on my wall as a trophy when you send it. 7701 Golden Valley Road, P.O. Box 270916, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55427. That's the address you should send it to so that I have a good paper copy of it. maybe I'll put it here. Maybe right up there, Dave. I'll save a spot for you there for the trophy of your cease and desist letter. So what I'm telling you right now, though, is provably true. That's what's really important. So, all right, I searched the code base. The code base you can get, linked in the description, and I saw more than 100 different JSON API data or endpoints. Not hard to find in the source code. Dave seems to have fixed the one vector, the 100 users, that is the simplest of all to just put into your URL. Don't do it. But he took it out, I think, looks like it, and get those 100 users. That's been addressed. But there's multiple other vectors that still exist. But since Dave's support email address doesn't actually work, the White Hat is unable to communicate with Dave any other details of this. So for information, it's not me. I'm not like you sent money to Mr. 42. I'm not asked. No, not me. I don't want your money, Dave. Unless you want to support, feel free. If you want to support me going to Antarctica, the place that you're too scared to go because you know that the sun will be circling around overhead and it'll destroy your app. I mean, this is kind of a little early destruction, gotta say. Anyway, Dave, I'd love it if you sent a little, help in the GoFundMe. So, FTFE did the review. So he told this. Okay, I'm looking at my notes here. So now, what is the nature of the existing vectors of exfiltrating data? I'm not going to give you enough information to do it. I haven't done it myself. I can only share with you enough information so that you know that I know that it's still there and it exists, and all 200,000 users are available, have their data ready to be exfiltrated. The only way to know whether or not the data has been exfiltrated would be to look at the server logs. Dave's app developer, somebody would have access to that. That's where you should be going right now, Dave. Hint. Instead of sending a message to your users lying to them about the security breach being minor, it's a major breach. Look at your logs. I don't know how many people have been doing it. I don't know for how long. Probably longer than you would have imagined. Go through all of the logs that you have as far back as you have. That's the right thing to do. If you were interested in doing the right thing, you would have already gotten the assistance of a security firm to help you do the right thing. You're not doing the right thing, Dave. None of what you've done is the right thing. It will make it worse for you, Dave. Covering up and lying about this breach is bad. Very bad. But, Dave, you're a scammer. That's probably what you will continue to do. Okay? So, what else? What is it? All right, I'm just going to give you a vague description. It is a location-based lookup that you send to the app. You give the latitude, longitude, and radius, and it uses the Haversine formula on the server side to get all of the friend finder friends within the radius of that latitude, longitude. Okay? That is that's the vector. And the information that it returns is the same information, apparently, as the leaderboard thing that you already fixed. 200,000 users have their data available through that mechanism. That's all the detail I give. Okay? If you want more detail, fix your stupid email address, you dummy. Hire a security firm, you dummy. Here's what you should do. I'll pause for a second, Dave. Here's what you should do. Number 1, turn off your web server right now. Turn it off. Save the logs so that you can go through them later. Hand them over to your security firm so they know whose data was exfiltrated. We know some have. It's been posted online. Number 1, turn it off. Number 2, remove your app from the App Store. It probably won't work very well if it's gone, right? If the server side's gone, your app probably won't work. Remove it from the app stores. Now I'm going to ask everybody, go report it on the App Store. It's a major security breach. It should not be on there. They should have a massive audit of his app before it's allowed back on. So it's number 2, take it off the App Store. Number 3, fire your developer. They suck. They absolutely suck. Now, if they hold the source code, sucks for you. You're a stupid person for not having the source code rights to your own app. Hire a security firm to walk through the process of correctly disclosing the breach. Those are the 4 things you must do if you care. Now, Dave, I don't know if you care. Your actions will tell your users if you care. So, what else? It's not just the data that can be done through the app. That's not it. There's more to it than that, and I'll show you a little bit here. Okay, this is some source code. Now, this source code is publicly available, so I'm not giving anybody anything that they don't already have access to. But right here, this is you're seeing this log. You see the highlighted line that says log URL get login. You see then it says API/get login multiple new one right there. What that's doing is that's building the URL like you see in your web browser URL to go and do something. And then down where it's pointing, it says hashmap.put password. It's storing the password in RAM in the clear. Not a good thing to do on somebody's phone. This is on somebody else's hardware. Not a good thing to do. It's a little bit of a bad practice in coding. So it shows that the developers there are not super concerned about security. Okay, a couple other things here. There's a bunch of cryptographic coin stuff in here. So here we have in flatearthsun.common, app config, app details, we have the app ID and the auth key. So unsure what that is, but they're hard-coded in the app. I redacted it, so you don't get it, right? But somebody else already posted that data. Here's a little more. This is some crypto coin stuff. Contract address, private key, recipient address, wallet address. This data is in the app. Just sitting there in the app for anybody to go pick up. Remember, an app is downloaded to your device and it runs on your device. I'll show you this one here quick. This is doing something with, over on the right side there, it's doing something with pulse chain. It's got a key in there. And then another one here shows there's a private key. Again, redacted, but bad practice. Bad practice. I redacted them. You're welcome, Dave. I don't want to leak that data, but Dave does. Okay. Do I have anything else here to show? Oh yeah. This one's funny. This is the Google Play App Store. About the app. Let's have a look here. The FE clock is a way to track sun and moon around the circle of the earth. Of course, it's wrong, because if you ever look at the horizontal angle, left, right, east, west, heading, it's wrong. Never right. Anyway, data safety. Data collected. Let's see. No data shared with third parties. Well, that's good. Oh, except for all of the data that people can download right now. This is about purposefully sharing the data, so I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't trust Dave at this point. So then it says right below that, it says no data collected, which is blatantly a lie. It collects your geolocation, your email address, your password, your name, your street address, your gender, your dating status. It's got a dating thing in it. Of course it has to track data, collect data. And then it says data is encrypted and in transit, which probably is the case because it runs it over HTTPS, but it's not encrypted at rest. And can you account deletion? It says is available. I don't know if that's the case. I would seriously doubt that it's the case that you can actually request to have your data deleted. I don't know if you can change your password. So here's what I'll ask. If anybody has the app and wants to try to log into it and change their password, let me know if that's possible. So here's my thoughts on this. The lie about flat Earth isn't just about the shape of the Earth. It's scammers scamming other people into thinking that the Earth is flat. They carefully select their mark. The people that have certain psychological traits and characteristics are the people that are Flat Earth Dave's mark. The people that he can fool into paying him $3 and then fool into watching his videos so that then he can fool them into buying his stuff and becoming an annual member and all of the different things, right? That's the scam that Dave runs. It's a very, very monetary driven scam, but there's other people that have that scam for other reasons, and some of them don't do it consciously, but that doesn't make it not a scam. Flat Earth is not true. The sun could never set. What time will this? Disagree. Tell me what time the sun will set. Applying flat Earth geometry. You can't. Every time I ask that question, no answer is given. Flat Earth is a scam. Flat Earth is a lie. Prove me wrong by applying the geometry to tell what time the sun will set. Until you do that, I get to say that all day, every day. Flat Earth is a lie. The sun can never set. So, why now? Well, now because I was informed of this. Right. Years ago, Dave was informed of the security flaws in his app, and he didn't at the time take it seriously to do anything about it. And here we are, 200,000 users. Passwords are not encrypted. The patch that he put out today did not fix that, did it, Dave? You go tell me. Right? Under oath, in court, could you tell? Yes, all of their data was encrypted. All of their passwords were secured with a password-based key derivation function. I'm pretty sure, Dave, the answer is no. You could not do that, right? And if your communications with your developer were revealed, would that be revealed that you had insisted that they do that? I doubt it. So when Dave became, this is telling, when Dave became aware that he had an app problem today, a security breach today, did he say, stop the presses, hold everything, we've got to fix it? No, he didn't. Instead, he started deflecting. He's like, oh, the bad guys are the anti-flat earthers. Sorry, Dave, you're the bad guy in this instance. You leaked their data. Whether it's me or someone else that publishes it, you leaked their data. It doesn't matter who published it. I gave you an opportunity to come on here and to present your case. I have not received an email from you saying that you would. I'll take it that you would not. So I'm going to ask now that everybody go that can go to the App Store and report the app as a whatever you can to say that it's a scam or that it's a breach or something. Whatever it is that you can do. I'm not certain what it is that you can do. I haven't done it myself yet. I will. If you can, do it. If you can do it without purchasing it, go do it. This app is dangerous. It has no concern for security, and 200,000 people have had their security put at risk. Now, I'm going to show you something that's kind of troubling. It's going to be trouble for Dave, because so far he has not wanted to acknowledge even that he has a major problem. So let's see here. There are laws that govern notifying users of their data. And here is for the United States. Okay. So I'll show you, I live in Minnesota. I'll jump down to Minnesota and I'll tell you the rules for Minnesota. Now, I don't know if my data's in there. I would not have put in my password. I would have not put in a password. And if I did, it would have been a 20-character randomly generated password. So I'm not concerned about that. If it revealed my email address, that's fine. It's mctoon@mctoon.net. I would not have given it my street address. And when the app asked for geolocation data, I would have said no. So I'm not concerned about me. But I would be in the list if any of that data of mine would have been leaked. So this would then affect me and anybody else in Minnesota. Enacted in 2005, Minnesota's data breach notification law requires entities that conduct business in Minnesota. I think that applies to Dave because the app is available here. I'm not certain, not a lawyer. Contact your lawyer, Dave, your security firm that you're going to need to hire for this. And let that, that own or license personal information, Dave, to notify residents of Minnesota of any unauthorized acquisition of their unencrypted personal information. So that's where you need to look at your logs. All of your logs, as far back as you can. Notice must be given without unreasonable delay. Seems like it's not specified. Breach third parties must notify the relevant data. So if it goes to somebody else, there you go. And this is important one. If more than 500 individuals must be notified, breached entities must also notify all consumer reporting agencies that compile and maintain files on consumers on a nationwide basis as defined in 15 U.S.C. section 1681A within 48 hours. So Dave, when you were informed of it, you had the clock started ticking on 48 hours. If there's more than 500 individuals in Minnesota. But this is USC section 1681. So that might be not just, I don't know if that's Minnesota or if that's USC means all of the United States. I'm not certain on the law. I'm not a lawyer. Your security firm, they're the ones to answer this. That's why you have to hire a security firm. Anyway, entities which maintain their own notification procedures. Do you have a notification procedure? As part of information security policy consistent with state law are deemed to comply with the notification requirements of the law if that entity makes notifications in accordance with its policies. HIPAA probably wouldn't apply because it's not healthcare related. So there you go. That's Minnesota, Dave. Again, you had the time started ticking. Oh, I was not quite filling the screen there. The time started ticking when you knew about it. Now you live, Dave lives in Connecticut. He lists that on plenty of places. So here is what you're going to need to know about the laws in Connecticut, Dave. Okay. You certainly are doing business there. Now you're also doing business with both Apple and Google. Probably then California laws apply. You're going to want to be in cooperation with that. But that's not it, Dave. That's not all there is to it. You have people in... here's another one for California. The fines can be pretty steep. The CCPA in California Consumer Privacy Act. You're going to want to read that, Dave, or have your security firm that you hire do that. And then GDPR. GDPR is an issue, Dave. GDPR is for the EU. Here's the EU Cyber Resilience Act. So you're going to need to be in compliance with that. This can have some pretty serious fines, I'm told. Again, this would be the type of thing that you want to make sure that your security firm deals with. Since your server is located in Finland, you are probably, you're doing business entity in Finland. That's part of the EU. I don't know. I'm not certain. I'm not a lawyer. Ask your lawyer. Anyway, GDPR probably applies if depending on how much data was leaked. So you need to know how much data was leaked. Your security firm that you hire will be the ones to answer that question for you. If you think you're going to just patch this, Dave, if you think that you're going to sweep this under the rug, if you think you're going to blame me, I'm not the one to blame, Dave. You're the one to blame. And all the flat earthers are the victims. Well, all 200,000 people that were scammed into buying or downloading your app are the victims. Most of them, a lot of them, some of them, I don't know. Flat earthers. Flat earthers take this finger here and point it at Dave. Dave leaked your information. Not me. Not me. Dave did. So, Finland is in the EU and subject to GDPR. Yes, it is. Okay, well, Dave, there is what I have for you, Dave. So you can rest assured that your cease and desist was completely complied with. I did not present any untrue information, and if necessary, I can provide additional information to anybody that would be wondering whether or not what I said was true. I can give more information if necessary. I have the exact process. I've not done it, but I know the process that needs to be done in order to obtain the data that is leakable. So 200,000 people are going to need to be informed, Dave. So tell you what, Dave, my email address is mctoon@mctoon.net. You know that you emailed me earlier today. Include me on the email notifying all your users, all 200,000 of them or whatever number of them you have email addresses for. I don't know. Include me on that list so I know that you have done your due diligence. Thank you, Dave. Okay. Holy cow, 800 current users. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Max says, is it wrong to hope Dave sues me? That would be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Once again, my street address, Dave. Make sure to send any mailed correspondence to 7701 Golden Valley Road, P.O. Box 270916, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55427. I tell you, all that, I need me some tabs. So I had to wet my whistle. So let me read a few things. Dave McKeegan says, if he is sued, will that make him a roasted potato? He'd be a French fry? He's not French. If he put on a beret, he could be a French fry. So really, I mean, Dave, feel free to send whatever you want, that correspondence to me. But I would be worried, if I were you, Dave, about the correspondence you will be receiving. And as I said in my video earlier today, if anybody is curious about where Dave is, his app leaks his own location. There's probably people out there that have it already sitting in a database. That's what the hackers do. Seriously. And then 200,000 people will be listed on Have I Been Pwned? Again. So let's see. On iOS, it won't let you report unless you bought it. Requests for action have been sent. Excellent. It's still available on Apple. Stop rubbing your clean water in my face, says Aaron Reese. Water, this is Tab. What are you talking about? What do you mean clean water? Are you in North Carolina? I'm sorry if you... Apologies if you were there. Please be safe. EU be like, don't put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby. All right, let me read a few more. Melodic Lyrics says, Happy Tunes Day, y'all. Thank you very much, Melodic Lyrics. Ruhif says, can confirm that as of stream start time, midday Sydney, the app is still available both the App Store and Google Play. The grift continues. The app should not be available for download anymore. It leaks data. And I gave you I didn't give you all. I showed a little bit of the problems inside the app, of what it's doing in the app that are bad practices. It's doing things with cryptographic, with coins, right? Crypto coins. Don't know what it's doing there. The white hat informs me that it is doing things with that code that has the crypto coins is running in the background. When you're not doing things with crypto coins, that's running in the background. I don't know why. I don't know what it's doing. I'm just saying it's running in the background. The Watcher says, will the real scam shady please stand up? It's a Rubik says, comparing dirt to a potato is an insult to potatoes. JPP3030 says, OWASP should be Dirth's apps for the teaching exercise. So yeah, that's dealing with security stuff. Now I haven't, I work somewhat with those types of things at work, Burp Suite and stuff like that, and different vendors that we have that analyze our stuff. So I won't say more. I'll just say I'm in there. SSJ Honey Badger says, Zach Hubbard of Gematria Effect News has made 3 times more than Dave. Zach also promotes people to gamble and commit suicide. Please expose this, please. He's on my list. I am really occupied until December with demolishing Flat Earth. So this app, which is a scam, that's why I'm looking at it, needs to go away. So seriously, I am anti-scam. It's my career. It's my passion. Flat Earth is a scam. Flat Earth Dave is a scam. Flat Earth Clock app is a scam. They need to all go away. They're scams. You understand that, Dave? It's personal, yeah, because you are a scammer and you have said things, right? I get it. You know, when you get that call, you're like, who's this calling me? And it's that guy, you know. You're like, oh, yes, my Barclays card. I don't have a Barclays card. Yeah, oh yeah, my Barclays card was used in Mexico for a $1,500 thing. Yeah, oh yeah, my Barclays card, which I don't have. I'm very concerned. And then they, that's you, Dave. Think about this. And here's what I do when they call me sometimes. I'll go through the whole thing. I'll play dumb. I'll say, oh, yeah. And then they're like, oh, well, what's your card number? And I'll just make up a number on the spot. And then they're scratching their head. They're trying to figure stuff out. And then eventually be like, you're a scammer. I know you're a scammer. And then they pretend like they're not a scammer. Like, I know you're a scammer. You know you're a scammer. Why are you telling me you're not a scammer? We all know it now. The veil has been lifted, Dave. You're a scammer. Stop scamming. Go do something else with your life, Dave. Or not. I don't care. If you get sued into oblivion because of this, super. Instead of doing the right thing, that's what you deserve, Dave. Absolutely what you deserve. If you are going to continue to do the wrong thing, I will not cry one tear. I have zero sympathy for you, Dave, if you get sued into oblivion. Nothing. Your response today told me everything I need to know. Tells everybody everything they need to know. But yes, thank you, Honey Badger. Plastic Citizen is a new member at Newton. PhD Tony says Dirt's app is, and always has been, prettily presented malware. Yeah. Yep. People pay for it even. Burnham says cybersecurity needs a container. Of course it does. Calder Visold is a member at Newton. Thank you. Crispy Bacon, also a member at Newton. I appreciate that. SSJ Honey Badger, again, says Zachary Hubbard of Gematria is doing the same thing. And Zach is doxing people and telling people on his channel to skull people. All right. I'll look into it. Tell you what, Honey Badger, DM me. Send me just the one link to the most compelling one. Not too long, like not a long live stream if you can, right? I'll look at it. Generally Shady says like button, or I'll send dearth to your house. You know what that? Dihydrogen monoxide says 200,000 people having their personal data exposed is not minor. In terms of security breaches, that's extremely severe. But of course, Dave is a scammer. Yes. And there are bigger breaches. Yahoo had a much bigger breach, right? But Yahoo is a giant corporation, right? Dave is 200,000. Dave is just Dave. Dave doesn't have a security firm that he's hired. He needs to, or he'll get sued into oblivion, and we can all laugh at him. Ha ha! Dave got sued into oblivion because he tried to do security himself, and he's stupid, and he's a scammer. Okay. Zero sympathy. I hope it happens, Dave. People, please. Class action lawsuit against Dave. Please do it. He deserves it. He did not care about security, and today he tried to cover it up. Mr. Shonk says, I'm a scammer. Dave Weiss. Stevie B says, dearth needs a container. 3Ron says he stole the app from the flurf that made it. So there were parts. Apparently the friend finder was, I don't think the code was stolen, but just the concept was stolen from Zoom Truth, if I'm right. At least that's the accusation. Dan, the waterman, has some information on that. I don't know the details. But that seems to be the case. Deadpool 2028 says link to developer's site equals not secure. Brilliant. Yeah, it's not secure. There's no security on that site. No thought was put into security. Think about this, though. Dave didn't write it himself. He outsourced it. And it appears that he outsourced it to somebody in, at least the TLS certificate is registered to a northern Indian entity in the Punjab, I believe. Does that tell us who the developer is? Not absolutely, but it might. It might give us some information. And to the best of my knowledge, it's hosted in Finland. So that's where it sits. So he outsourced it. Did he outsource it to the absolute cheapest, most garbage place? Absolutely, it appears that way. Whoever did it doesn't care about security. And I don't know if Dave, do you have the source code? I mean, it's not really that valuable. It's garbage. So if you have the source code, you probably just throw it away. Don't take the source code. Yeah, there you go. Dihydrogen monoxide says all FTFE stream breaks for the next few weeks should feature the Dearth Scammer song. Indeed. Lisa says passwords should never be encrypted. Always hash with a salt. Yeah, I don't mean encrypted when I say that. So here's how you do passwords. You want to have a process that you do to it that's a mathematical process. Oh, math is fake. Flat earthers, idiots. Do a mathematical process to the password. The password is just a number, right? Every character is a number 0 to 255 or a 16-bit or 32-bit number, depending on how it's being encoded. So take that number, and it's a bunch of them together. So you have a whole bunch of numbers all strung together. You take that and you do a process to it that you can only go one way with. And then you get to the end, and that's called a hash. And you want to have a cryptographically secure hash. So people they put a lot of effort into designing a hash that can only go one way, and given the end result, you can't work it the other direction. Super important to do that. So you take that. That's the basics of it. But it's possible then if people have a password of password 123, they'll all have the same final number. So what people would then do is they would calculate all of these. So it'd have this whole big table. It's called a rainbow table. And they'd take them and they'd just take your password and test against every single thing in the rainbow table. Oh, look at that. Password 123, they match. So it was really quick. So they say, well, so we're going to salt the password. So you take the salt, randomly generated number, put it with your password, then you run that process with it, and you store the original salt in the clear with the hashed password. Then, in order to test when they log in, you take their password, you take the salt, you rerun that process, and if you get the hashed one, then you know they got it. Then you can't do that table to it. But that's not good enough yet. So, because that can be done really quickly. So then these password-based key derivation functions are different, more complicated ways to do it. But essentially, they do things a whole bunch of times. So let's say you don't just hash it once, you hash it 10,000 times. So it takes time and effort on the computer to do it. So you can't do it really fast. So there's more to it than that, but that's essentially what the password-based key derivation function does. So, Icy Spin says you should do a public service announcement for people to use a passgen. I'll do that right now. My passwords are at least 20 characters unless the website doesn't allow me to do 20 characters. And that's bad news. If you ever run into a website that's like, you can't have a password longer than this, that's because they're storing it in the clear in the database. That's probably why they're doing it. Don't let that company do it. Go report them. Why are you doing that? Because the thing is about a hash. You can take the largest hunk of data that exists and hash it, and it's the same size. When you hash the data, it's the same size as if it's one character. It's always the same. So if you're going to store the hash, it doesn't matter how long the password is. It's a bad sign if it needs to be short. So 12 characters is kind of the baseline for long enough to be pretty certain that it can be secure. Purists, of course, like me, I'm like, I want it longer. 20 is easy. Super. Let's do 20. How about 40? I'm good. Let's do 40. Because I don't remember my passwords. I don't need to remember my passwords. I use a password manager. And so should you. Now, I'm not going to tell you what one to use. I'm not sponsored by any. I don't have any vested interest in any password manager. Use a good one. I'm not going to tell you which one is the good one. If you want that, there's plenty of other places to find out and discuss which ones are good. But the point of it is that you have a password to get into your password manager. It needs to be secure. Keep it protected. But that's the important one. And once you're in, then you're in, and you can you go to a website and your password manager puts in the username and password, and it can't be fooled by scammers giving you a link to a website that looks like your website but isn't. So that's another benefit of it. If somebody's trying to hack you to give up your Office 365 username and password, it comes up and your password manager says, I don't know what this site is. It can't be fooled by a website that's not, it's Microsoft.com, but it's not an O in soft, it's a 0, right? It can't be fooled by that. It doesn't match. So there's your little public safety and safety announcement, service announcement. Use a password manager. Kango44 says it's in the app. It's the app on iOS. If it's available in the Apple Store, it most likely breaks the terms. They should remove it. Yes, it breaks the terms. They aren't. The terms would not allow you to store their password in the clear. That right there. Now, iOS apps, if they're going to use your geolocation data, ask the user for it. So they have to, and probably on Android too. So they have to know that they're giving that information. And of course, the friend finder, that's what it's all about. So they're volunteering that up. But I'm pretty sure this terms of service wouldn't allow that. So definitely go report it. iSolder74, is the tab real? I never see it anymore. The can is real. But tab is cola, and I don't like cola. Not even a little. In another note here, let me, you're never going to believe this. There was a sound that you heard of a can opening. It certainly wasn't this, was it? It could have been this. And on a completely unrelated note, here's my Toonshine. Love that Toonshine. Tonight's Toonshine is creamy root beer. Stored password in the clear, same as plain text. Yes, unprotected data. Just take your password, insert it into the database. That's what they do. And I showed you that little clip of code where it took your password and put it into a memory-based data structure in the computer. Not a good way to do things. Why is it holding your password in there? It doesn't need to do that. Right? There are well-defined ways for an application and a server to communicate with each other without passing the password back and forth every time. You set up a session, you pass around the session key. There's third-party stuff to do that. You don't need to do it yourself. If you're doing it yourself and you're not trained in that field, you're gonna get it wrong. There are people that do it. They know what they're doing. It's been tested. That's how you do it. A good developer would do that. But Dave didn't find a good developer. He found the cheapest garbage idiot that he could find. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not going to read that, Matt Rock, but people, Matt Rock is right there. I'll just say, Dave, pay attention. Right there, Dave. Pay attention. Pay attention, Dave. Look, Dave. Right there, Dave. You're a scammer, Dave. I despise you. That email you sent me today, you're scum. Right here, Dave. Dave, you're scum. I hope you get sued into oblivion, Dave. I hope everything gets demolished around you, Dave. 200,000 people. Right there, Dave. 200,000 people. You think it's a joke, Dave? You think you can send out a little thing blaming me as if I'm the bad guy, Dave? Oh, Dave, the Dunning-Kruger. The glorious Dunning-Kruger of you, Dave. That you think that you could be the one to have a proper security response to a massive data breach. Dave treats application security like he treats figuring out the shape of the earth. What email did he send? Yeah, it's worth bringing it up again. The absolute pompousness of his email. The absurdity that Dave would send this to me. I'll just let this stew here for a little bit. Dave. I can't believe you sent this. Oh, Dave. Oh, Flat Earth Dave. You're a scammer. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. And you think you're smart. You're so dumb. Anyway, the tab is, yep, the can's real. Randomly Epic says, I don't know why, but I imagine you have a dozen storage units full of tab you bought just before they went out of business. No, tab is gross. This is the can you saw earlier. It's still closed. What I hear, I set it right here, right? And then I'm like, oh, I need tab. Set it down, open the can, right? And then I pick up a can to drink, and I'm drinking this one here. Not that one. It's just for fun. It's just for fun. And sometimes flat earthers like, he sits there pounding tabs. Gross. Tabs nasty. I'm not Bobcat Goldthwait. Lord of Luminous Pooh says, I heart BDSM, business development and sales and marketing. Nugs Automation says, if he's mining through his app, no flurf should ever trust him again. It should show the flurfs what we already know. He's a scammer. So I don't know. It's some people have sometimes installed software that uses your computer to surreptitiously do crypto coin mining. I don't know if that's what it's doing, but it's the kind of thing that has happened in the past where it will use the CPU or GPU or whatever, the computer time on your computer, your smartphone or your desktop computer to mine coins for them, not for you, for them. I'm not saying that his app is doing that or not. Somebody else could analyze the source code linked in the description to see if that's what's happening. And if it is, sue that piece of garbage into oblivion. That's not, I don't think that's legal. I don't know. Talk to your lawyer, Dave. I'm not a lawyer. You should have one by now. And is it going to be that First Amendment lawyer that Witsit has? I don't think he's qualified for this topic, Dave. But do go use him. That'll be funny. Kango44 says, how did an app that's running tasks in the background get through Apple's publishing checks? I don't know. I don't know. I know I've written a couple apps, just a couple years ago for Apple, and they have some pretty good code analysis. So, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how it works. Today, it was a while ago. PhD Tony says, congratulations on your achievement of cybersecurity, given that you can't get high-level security clearance having McFlatty as an identical cousin. I know, that puts a damper on it. Thank you, Tony. Monkey Cat Pat Pat says, just got banned from a Flat Earth Facebook group for saying Dave is a scammer. Think about that. They love Dave. The dummy that sent this email right here, thinking that what I was doing was somehow false. I don't bluff. I don't play cards because I suck at bluffing. Right? I'm no good at poker. I don't play poker. I can't bluff. Steve 660 just said, do you see the clip I sent where Mikey Smith talks about using machine pew pew on everybody? Oh my. I did not watch that yet. I saw you sent it. I haven't had a chance. I've been very carefully considering how I was going to be communicating this today. Let me see here. Let me make sure. I got a couple things here. Second. Okay. The password. All right. The place where I showed you that the password is being stored in the data structure in RAM, that's bad practice, but it's being logged. That's the actual bad part. I forgot about that. The line that was highlighted is a log line. It's logging the URL and the data for it, which includes the password. It's going into the device's application log. So you could look at the application log on the phone and see what it's doing. Potentially another process could scrape that and see the password going in there. There you go. Just a sample of how bad the app is. That's just a little. It's not like, oh, patch these couple things. It's shut the whole thing down, do a full security audit. There are so many problems with it that you can't, in good faith, let the app continue to run until it's been addressed. But will Dave do that? He will do as much as he can to not do that. Why? Because this is his money. This is his rice bowl. Dave has sold over 200,000 of them, about $3 a piece. Apple and Google take 30%. That's $420,000 over several years. Okay. Plus the annual subscription of $11 a year. Again, Apple and Google take 30%. So what is that? $7 and something, right? $7.70 is what he gets per year per person. How many people are a subscriber? I don't know, but definitely there are people that can now answer the question because that data is leaked. The data is leaked. It's in the screenshot on Twitter. Whether or not they have access to the friend finder, I think that's probably the flag on whether or not they're paying money annually. Don't know. Not certain. Other people could do the analysis and verify that. Dave, you could answer that, and then you could tell us how many people. there you go, Dave. That's it. That's why you're doing this, and that's why you won't take this down. Let me tell you, Dave, I'm gainfully employed. If all the flat earthers go away tomorrow, I'll just go to work tomorrow like normal. But I need to cease. Dave, I'm not. What I said is true, Dave. What I said is true, and what you said is a lie. Provably, you lied. Dave is a scammer. Lord of Luminous Pooh says, DW, it's in the griff. Whatever that means, Lord of Luminous Pooh. Dave Weiss, it's in the grift. Icy Spin says, PSA, use a pass gen like LastPass, Bitwarden, etc. Yes. So there's many ways that you can generate passwords. LastPass definitely does a good job of generating passwords, and there's even nuances about how well the password is randomly generated. And I can talk nerd talk to you all day long about entropy sources. So yes, use a good one. Lord of Luminous Pooh says, you would have to know my first Dungeons and Dragons character in my favorite number along with a random character in order to know his password, apparently. Wow. So what is, in the chat here, what is Lord of Luminous Pooh's first Dungeons and Dragons character, and Lord of Luminous Pooh's favorite number, and then a random character? Put in the comments. Then we'll know. We could feed it into John the Ripper and find out his passwords. Deadpool 2028 says, could open passwords enable, say, Bitcoin mining? Probably not that, but the fact that there are Bitcoin or crypto coin private keys in the source code. The source code has crypto key private keys, as far as I can tell. Jeez. Like, I don't know. Is that wallet empty yet? It's in the source code. It's in the source code. The pass key, the private key for some crypto coin, is in the source code, Dave. You idiot. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what it is. Hopefully I'm misunderstanding, Dave. Whatever it is, it's in the source code. Enoch Boasting says, sorry, late to the party. What email did he send? I showed you that. Thank you for that. Enoch. But boasting? It's not boasting. Boatsing? Boat engineering? I don't know. Thank you, Enoch. SSJ Honey Badger said thank you. Sent the email. Thank you. All right. Hey, I'm always looking for another one to go after. Right. I'm currently, the flat earthers are filling the time slots here. iSider74 says he's so trying to make his app Flat Earth Google. It's not flat. He wants it to be Flat Earth Facebook, right? He wants it to be a social network, right? You can send messages. You can do meetups. Looking at the endpoints, you can create meetups using endpoints. You can delete meetups using endpoints. You can list meetups using endpoints in an endpoint. Like, I don't know what you could do with all of that, but looking at those endpoints, I'm like, you could wreak havoc. An actual like black hat scammer hacker could potentially do all sorts of stuff. Those endpoints are wide open. There's no security on it. He's lucky that people haven't deleted every user account already. Don't do it. But he's lucky if it hasn't happened already. He earlier today, he sent a message to the whole user base. There's message sending API that's publicly available. The source code is there. It's not a challenge to figure out how to construct the data to send messages. Shut down the server, Dave, right now. Could somebody go check? Just go check the link from the previous email or previous video today. Links to the currently active user count. Is that still running? As long as that's running, Dave is running the app. and people's data is at risk. And whatever people could do with those over 100 endpoints that are listed in the source code, they could just mangle it all up all day long. They could do whatever that API lets them do, because there's zero authentication on it. So he has one of my throwaway email addresses. I got no communication from him. My takeaway from this is that Dave does not care at all about user security, user data. Kango44 says, should people be careful downloading that decompiled source code? I don't know. Consider the laws in your locale. As far as I know, it's decompiled source code that's publicly available. To my knowledge, there aren't issues with it, at least in the United States. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. Ask your lawyer. Or ask Flat Earth Dave's lawyer. I'm sure he's really good. I'm kidding. He sucks. Don't ask Flat Earth Dave's lawyer. Dihydrogen monoxide says, I hope you have a lawyer. Dave will probably sue. Send it, Dave. Send it. What have I done? I've been very careful. I did not give any information out. That the information other people would have to get. I've only identified that you have a problem in your app. The white hat involved here has attempted to email you by the method that you have stated is the method to email you, and it bounced. If that email hadn't bounced, I don't think I would have been able to make that video that I did earlier today. And if you had had the response you should have had, I definitely would not be doing this video right now, Dave. This is a response to your actions. Okay? What have I revealed? I've not revealed anything that wasn't already revealed, and I didn't give any specifics. So if people took all the information that I gave and only the information I gave, they couldn't do anything with it. So go ahead. I'll love to have the paperwork on my wall right here. There's a trophy right there. See it? Right there. I'll put it right there, Dave. That's where the trophy will go if you send it to me. Daikaru says, I enjoyed your church talks. I'm glad someone addresses the issues you addressed. Well, thank you very much, Daikaru. It was quite something. And I would love to give that type of a presentation more. We'll see what happens after December. If flat earthers are honest, there will be no need for that particular presentation anymore. And if flat earthers are dirty lying scum, then that talk will be necessary. Kango44 says, Mike, do you know the provenance of the link to the, provenance of the link to the zip file containing the source? So I do know who is the provenance of that particular one. Yes, I do know. I'm not going to say who it is. It doesn't matter. It's out there. This person is not the only person that you could do it yourself. If you install the app on your phone, it's on your phone. That container, because the app needs a container, that container can be decompiled. It's not a big deal to decompile an app on an Android. So Melodic Lyric says, password managers are all fun and games until the company running them goes kaput or anything else happens. I am religiously averse to single point failures. So I'll tell you, the good password managers don't store the password in the clear on their server. Now, in order to put the password into a website, it has to not be hashed in the system. It has to be encrypted so it can be decrypted. So password managers have a single password typically to unlock it, and then that's part of the process to decrypt the password. So all the data sitting there on their servers and on your side. So some of them are decentralized. It's not on their servers. That's a potentially better way to do it. But it's sitting there somewhere. It's on some permanent storage. encrypted. And when they encrypt it, if they're doing the right thing, they're encrypting it through a rather intensive process so that it can't be easily decrypted. So some of them have both a salt and a pepper. I'm not going to go through that, but they have a salt and a pepper, and then they do multiple rounds, like a 100,000 rounds of encrypting over and over to make it computationally difficult to decrypt, so they can't do it a lot. And then if the ones that do store the data on their side, all this happens on your side first, so it encrypts it using your password many times, so that it's computationally difficult to decrypt. And then it gets sent encrypted to their server, and then they, before storing it on their drives, do significantly more encrypting with their own password and encryption things that typically should be unique to you and things like that, so that if the data gets exfiltrated, they can't just decrypt it because they need to have the password from you in order for it to happen. Things like that. These are complicated crypto systems, and each one of them is slightly different. And so it's between you and the vendor you choose for them to tell you enough. They're not going to tell you everything about what they do for you to feel comfortable or not. So a good point. So Jim Jiminson says, if you get dragged into court, which I doubt you will unless he hires Saul Goodman, please have it televised or recorded. A court case would be amazing for exposing this grifter for all. I would do whatever. That would be fun. That'd be hilarious. Dave, what have I revealed? I've not revealed anything, Dave. You've revealed. So point that nasty little potato finger at yourself, Dave, not at me. Okay, my wife and I were talking about the trip to Antarctica, and she made, where'd it go? She made this. I'm going to show you one. She made this stuffed animal for a friend. I'm going to be sending to a friend here. This is an elephant. Their kid. Elephant is one of their favorite animals. The hat comes off. It is, and if you're familiar with how this is made, you probably can tell how it was constructed, right? Oh, Chris. Total users, 203,971. It's still up. Shut that off, Dave. The only responsible thing to do. Anyway, yes, this is crocheted. A little hat. It's so cute. So this is going out to a friend. This is a pretty big undertaking. So it's going out to a friend. She's like, she's made a few other things we're talking about for Antarctica. Because I still need 18,000. So right there, I'm at around 22,000. I haven't looked yet today to see where I'm at. But if you're able to help to go to Antarctica, because I'm going to destroy flat Earth and I want to document the destruction. So anyway, my wife makes these. This is also another crochet thing. This is orange, right? That's the color, mostly orange. So she's like, what if I auction this off? So if anybody's interested in this, silent auction, $50 is the starting price for this. It's a cool thing. I don't know if 50 is something you think is reasonable, but it's for Antarctica, it's for the trip. So silent auction, if you're interested in that, the orange thing here. And then this is a little she hasn't finished this. Hear the dog barking there. She's got a little more to do, like put the eyes on and stuff. And what color is this? Is this brown or gray? I can't tell. Anyway. Same thing for this particular one. This is a bear. So we've got the orange thing and we've got the bear. So there you go. If somebody, it's brown. Okay, thank you. I'm colorblind. So there you go. Silent auction for the orange thing and the brown thing. I'll put some pictures on my Discord server. Is that a good place? Anyway, if you're interested, it'll anything there will go to Antarctica. So Midnight Smoke says, if you ever need a crochet knot of yarn, hit me up. That's all I can make. Can she crochet a potato? It's probably one of the easier things to make. So anyway, that's what I have for tonight. Let me see. I've got a few other super chats. And seriously, Dave, shut it off. It's your only safe recourse right now at the moment is to shut it off. All that data is there. Kango44 says, Mike, do you know the provenance? All right, I covered that. Lord Illuminous Pooh says, I don't often roll a joint, but when I do, it's usually my ankle. I have rolled that one too. Yeah. Icy Spin says, are you telling us that Salt and Peppa's here? Yeah. Yep, Salt and Peppa's here. If I knew any of their songs, I would say some lyrics from it. Nope. Don't know any. Dihydrogen monoxide says, can't access the FE Clock website with the VPN either. Okay. Yeah. I should auction the King Crew book. Good idea. And see if King Crew wins it. No, it's his. King Crew. If you can, I am not going to get to Miami. I'll be in Pensacola. So don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes you're used to. Is that really Salt and Peppa? I have no idea. All I know is that sounds like a Weird Al song. Weird Al's had that, definitely. No, he's been waiting so patiently. So Daikaroo is a new member at Newton. So TLC. Yeah, that's TLC. Okay, I don't know TLC either. Are you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. That's not them either. Okay, people, that's what I have. I am going to sign off with, what should I sign off with? Any requests? Push it real good. There you go. Now, yep, I know that song. Push it. There, that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. I'm a terrible rapper. So, all right. Any all right. The raccoon isn't Dave. You need the Dave one, right? I'm seeing a couple. Dearth or Potato. All right. Doing Dearth or Potato. People, thank you very much. I will be tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time with Craig. See you there.
Pick it up. Is it Death? Is it Potato? Watch the screen and wait for the show. What's revealed, we're dying to know. Is it Dearth or a Potato? Check it out. Dearth or Potato? Yes, I'm right, let's go. Dearth or Potato? It's the game that steals the show. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dearth or Potato, what will you find? Right on! Yo, can you tell what's underneath? A derpy mugshot or a root beneath? With every guess, we laugh and cheer. Is it Dearth or a Potato? Let's make it clear. Hang it up, give it a show. Dearth or Potato, let's go. Skank it up, skank it out. Is it from the dirt or a funny disguise? Could it be a tater or a pair of eyes? What's in the ground or lurking around? Dirt or potato, where will it be found? Could it be smooth or full of lumps? Maybe it's grown on someone's big rump. Get your guess in, let's see what's true. Dirt or potato, it's all up to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? A pile of soil or a starchy friend? Guess it right and you'll ascend. Look real close, don't let it slide. Is it dirt or a potato waiting inside? Let's go, rude boys. Garden patch or a silly trick? Will you pick the right one or end up quick? Whether it's dirt or a golden spud, dirt or potato, here comes the flood. A mystery unfolds, what will it be? A lovely spot or dirt, can't you see? With every reveal, we're in for a laugh. Dirt or potato, it's the ultimate craft. Dirt or potato, guess it right, let's go. Dirt or potato, it's the game that steals the show. Beneath the earth or just pretend, a lump of soil or some dumb trend. Pick your choice, don't hesitate. Dirt or potato, now seal your fate. What's in the box, what will appear? A mash of dirt or something unclear. Make your move, we're almost through. Dirt or potato, it's all on you. Will it be fries or a dirty pile? Guess it wrong and we'll laugh for a while. Test your luck, it's time to go. Dirt or potato, let the guessing flow.